Hello everyone and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. And following our weird artifact saga, today we're going to talk about the fascinating world of card dividers. I know that card dividers are the most exciting thing that you can do with any trading card game, but hear me out. So, this is just because I found something that I think is kind of interesting and I want to show it to you and get your opinions. Why not? So, card dividers can be anything really. In terms of what is a card divider, you can actually buy card dividers like these from Ultimate Guard and they can tell you whatever they want. They say like it's strong and flexible polypropylene, propylene, right on index tab, fits perfectly in deck cases and boxes, acid-free, no PVC. I think that's the most important thing. But this is a card divider. And yes, you can write here, you can do whatever you want with them, but let's be honest. How and where would you use a card divider? Well, you can use it in a deck box, but the most common use that I have for them is for when I'm organizing my card collection. Now, this is one of the drawers from my collection, I guess, and this is Lord of the Rings, as you can see. So here I'm using some Gamegenic card dividers. Gamegenic really tries to innovate sometimes to a fault. Here they have these card dividers, which, not to be confused with their other card dividers, such as the ones that expand. These are not those. These are just card dividers that actually are meant to be, bent, so you can actually take some, adjust them or something, I guess. These, I don't do it, but these are more flexible than the Ultimate Guard ones. These are harder. These are more flexible, but both are PVC free and all that stuff. So when you put this thing in here, which I may have screwed myself into doing it. Okay, there you go. Shire Terrace Plains. So plains. If you want to divide weird lands for normal lands, this is how you do it. Boom, there you go. And you can see that it looks like that, and if the box was actually full, it will look like this, which is actually not bad at all. Now, these UltraPro boxes come with their own dividers, and their own dividers look something, which, by the way, this is like a separate review on itself, because these boxes are not ideal because they are too wide for the cards to be vertical, but not wide enough for them to be horizontal. But this is the UltraPro divider that comes with it. It is also kind of sturdy, same material pretty much as the Gamegenic ones, not as hard as the Ultimate Guard, but completely wide because they are meant for this box, so it makes sense. Now, if you use the Ultimate Guard one, same logic, just better for a smaller box, I believe, and there you go. Now you have that small tab on top, and some people buy multicolored dividers. Why would you buy a multicolored divider or a different color divider? Well, sometimes you don't want to write, you just want to tell if a card, where some cards are, and if you have them by color, you can easily tell, like, okay, here's where the white cards are, the red cards, etc. Now, a more common use is in one of the bundle boxes, right? In this case, this is a bundle box. You can have a box inside a box, or you can just do this. So if you have a box inside the box, you do this, then you grab your divider, go here, do this, there you go, perfect, and then have the rest of your collection fitting perfectly, right? So, and see, very small protuberation, nice, or protuberance, nice, right on the spot. There is not much to talk about deck dividers. I just want to show you 3 different cool ones. They are not that different, I just think they are cool. Now, in terms of precisely talking about bundle boxes, one thing that you have to notice is that, well, yes, you can use this is nice, this is like, premium or whatever. This is not very expensive, by the way, and depending on the brand, it can even be cheaper or whatever. But when you buy a bundle specifically, or sometimes the pre-releases, you actually get dividers, which have Magic the Gathering art. The only bad side is that, well, is coated cardboard on one side but not on the other, so it's not the most premium of things, but it works perfectly, and it even works on any other setup. it works perfectly. See, like you just put it here. There you go, separated perfectly. Now, sometimes you just want to see the separation. For example, if I see a box of my cards and I see that the separations, I already know by default the order of said separations. Like I know that it's going to be like, okay, so white, blue, black, red, green, multicolored, colorless, special lands, tokens. That's the normal. So a divider can be anything. I will still figure it out. Now the smaller ones, I don't really have a use for this. I think this is the worst thing ever. I don't know why they give us these. I guess sometimes to be like, hey, take something, I guess, because to get the use of cardboard. But what's the point? If I put them horizontally, maybe I can see them. Like you can see them down there, maybe. But if the box is not too big, if the box is big like this one, you won't see them anymore. And if you put them vertically, good luck with that, Chief. Because sometimes they will go to one side, sometimes they will go to the other. And yes, if you do this, they will separate because they are naturally, see, they are naturally separated by a piece of cardboard. So, well, it's not perfect, as you can see. So there is that. I don't really like the small dividers. I think they're pretty bad. So let's, this video is basically, let's talk about dividers. So we will talk about dividers. Now, what you can do if you don't have these cardboard thingies with you? Well, the poor man's version of a divider is what I normally do, which is the freaking add cards. So as you know, in this channel, we hate add cards because they have nothing. They are useless, and the cardboard is not even that good anymore. It's very flimsy. And in the case of Pokemon, they actually have an add card, but they give us a code, which if you can use if it's not used already, but hey. So what do I do with this? Well, sometimes you can just use them for this as dividers. So, but they're the same size of a card, so bad idea, right? And they don't fit horizontally, so bad idea. And in this one, it kind of fits. It's kind of shitty. So what I do is, and mind you, this is very ghetto, but this was before I actually started to buy dividers or like to get these cardboard thingies, right? So even though this is very ghetto, bear with me. What I do is I bend them, like sometimes in half, because it's easier for my OCD. I just go like this, and that's it. But technically, it will be ideal to bind them like one finger in. But why? Because if you do like this, there you go, insta divider. So the thing is here, you can have multiple of them, and you can just do this and tell where are things. And for boxes like this, it also works because you can just put them like this, and there you go. Here it is. You can tell it's divided, it's separated, and this thing won't move, right? Like if you want more attrition, sure. By the way, did you notice that I just busted a foil swamp with another piece of paper? The card stock nowadays is very bad. Plus, it was a Lord of the Rings one. This is sad. Now, this goes to show that Pokemon cards are stronger than Magic cards, I guess. Now, the other way of doing this is not dividing it like as such, but dividing it as such, right? Like one finger in, depends on the size of your finger, but just, I don't know, just do something like this. And it works. Don't bend it too much, or it will be very hard for you to like, it can't even split, right? So do it like this. There you go. Perfect. Now, because normally they don't fit perfectly any box whatsoever, so you can just see your dividers. You can have multiple ones. This is the big size one, so this is not like my number one recommendation, but if you do this, right? See, this is the problem for it, if it's too big, so you can do this sort of maneuver. But if you want to repurpose it, why not, right? So let's do this. One finger, more or less here. Perfect. Now we do this. Divider. Perfect. See? You have like small tabs that you can just like go and hunt for them. And if you are in bigger boxes, it can be cardboard boxes or these plastic boxes from UltraPro, you can actually do something similar. You can just go here, do this, and go here, do this. And as you can see, it works. And the bigger the box, the better, because you can actually see your tabs easier. So it's like, okay, there you go. This is tab number 1. And if you want, you can write stuff in here, or you can use different color cards or whatever. This is just for you to have dividers, because if you're like me, sometimes you just really want to divide those freaking cards so that you don't miss them, or you're faster at finding them. So, but this is the ghetto route, right? What if you don't want to be ghetto? Well, you can just buy stuff, right? Like this is like super ghetto. This is I support the business ghetto, which is, you know, Pokemon has some card dividers on when you buy a bundles, or like, you know, Elite Trainer boxes. Magic gives you this, and with some Commander decks as well. So this is like tier 0, tier 1, I guess, because it's actually like thicker cardboard and with drawings and stuff like that. I guess that tier 3, because it's kind of wasteful, is to use a sleeve. So you can just use a sleeve that you're not using, or it's kind of destroyed in the spot as a placeholder. And if you really want to be bling bling about it, you can just grab a piece of cardboard on a sleeve and use sleeves of a different color as dividers, right? But that's like tier 3. So tier 4 will be to buy your dividers, right? Like dividers like this. This is purple because we don't have favorites, but you can buy a pack of multicolor like this one was from Gamegenic. And if you see the other box, it actually uses the colors that are supposed to be like white, blue, red, black, and then orange, pink, and yellow for lands and stuff like that, right? So, and gray for artifacts, or you can just buy a generic color like purple that is no color. Technically, in Magic, yes, this is black, because black is actually purple in Magic, but you have black things, so you can use black, and purple is either for Pokemon, for poison / psychic, or just because you like purple like me. Now, if you want to go beyond, you can go a little bit more bling bling, and then you have stuff like these deck dividers, or some from Zelda that I swear I can't find, even though I bought them recently. But at the end of the day, all of them are the same. Where do you open this? Just like I need to like, okay. So it says 6 mana colors, 2 of each color. They know their target, and they are using official Magic the Gathering art. These ones are very nice looking because, well, you actually have the colors of the things that you're looking at. It's very nice styles of things. And you have like these ones for multicolored or for colorless or whatever. So this is very nice. However, this comes with a problem. Let's say that I want to divide white here, and I put this thing in here. That's great, but unless you are a psychopath like me and you always store them in the default color order, this tells you nothing, because this is gray. So up to you, and remember that when you're buying dividers, if you want to buy dividers. So you can buy dividers with all sorts of art, and it works, and it's kind of cool, and everyone is happy and everyone clapped. Now, there are some other cool things. For example, also from UltraPro, you have the Lord of the Rings 26 token dividers pack. Now, the 26 token divider pack is, well, pretty much that is a token divider pack, but it comes in the weirdest of packs, and I will show you in a second. Let me get the knife. Because it is a box of tokens, and it has Tolkien and Middle-earth and all that in there. So you can tell that sweet license from both Lord of the Rings and Magic is being used to its best. But the funny thing is that this is a divider pack, but it's also a deck box. So it's a Pro 100 Plus deck box with 26 custom dividers. So it's you buy it for the dividers, I guess, because the box is, I mean, is better than your average UltraPro deck box because somehow it's stored here, which is weird to be honest. And it just says Magic the Gathering and not much else. Middle Earth, yada yada. So you like Middle Earth, yada yada. And then you have this divider of dividers, which not gonna lie may be useful because this is actually good plastic. This is the same material of a divider, and you get your card dividers. Now, the box is nice, and thank you for that, I guess. But this is where the fun is. Now, I believe this is the best type of divider that you can get, and it's kind of a bling. Now, there is only one thing missing, and that's a shame, honestly. That is that these are card dividers. But if you look at the packaging, it said UltraPro custom dividers, 26 token and emblem dividers from the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle Earth, holds 100 plus, blah 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 blah. Now, token dividers. Now, what's the problem with this? This will be an excellent idea. This will be the greatest idea. This will be the best product in pointless products that UltraPro can release, because you get a deck box that is transparent, it's kind of nice, and it looks more or less like a Ultimate Guard Boulder. Flimsier, but you know. And then you get these dividers that actually look very nice. Look at that, with the foil treatment in the right places. Like the food is foil. Well, not foil, but like shiny. The horns and the eyes are shiny. Smog is shiny. The rock is shiny, right? Like look at that. The clothes specifically. More stuff. And you'll be thinking, well, I don't see any important characters. Like, well, because these are the tokens, my brother. Tokens and emblems. So this is very cool. And why? And what's my problem with this? Well, my problem is that, yes, they use the art of the tokens that sometimes, or a lot of times, gets misrepresented. See, like the food token. People don't care about tokens the same way that they don't care about lands, even though they are very essential for our play. And the artists put the same amount of effort in them, or at least I like to think of that. And they say like illustration by, so they respect the illustrators and they put their name in there, which is great. Now, there is only one thing missing, in my humble opinion, that will make this product a 300 out of 10. This is the Monarch, by the way, the Monarch emblem, which is an amazing looking divider. The biggest issue here is that they are bland on the other side and they don't say what they are. If these dividers had in the corner, or you know what, you don't want to mess up the art, even though you already did with the freaking two logos here that are kind of gigantic. If you want to put this, put them in the back, for fuck's sake. But like, if you don't want to mess this up, put them here in a corner or put them in the back. Tell me that this is the Spirit 2/2 with flying. Tell me that this is Orc army, asterisk. Tell me that this is a bug. Tell me that this is the ring, this is a food token. Tell me what they are. Like, I know that because I've played with those decks so much that I know that back and forth. But these are just dividers, but you can have them in commander decks or in your bag, and these can be premium tokens, which I thought it was the idea when I actually bought these the first time, and I didn't realize that they don't have the name anywhere. Because, well, they are dividers, yes, you can use them to divide your cards from your tokens, and then you can use them as tokens as well. 2 for the price of 1. But sadly, unless you recall exactly what each of those does, you can't use them as tokens, really, which is a shame, because it could be 2 for the price of 1 with beautiful art. And, you know, like a premium treatment for the tokens, because at the end of the day, you use tokens a lot. So that's a shame. And that's why they laid there. So all of this crazy video idea, because we are all over the place talking about dividers, I guess, today, from ghetto dividers to the best dividers, is that I bought this. This is what I believe is a great idea for dividers. Now, maybe I am the only person in the world that cares about dividers, and likely that's a fact, but bear with me here. If you're going to buy dividers, which why would you if I just show you three different ghetto ways of not having to buy dividers? And this is without counting even more ghetto ways of like just cutting pieces of paper or like whatever, right? There are like 300 million ways of doing dividers. But if you want to actually have some bling, I showed you different bling. I showed you just plastic bling, generic plastic bling. You can have it in multi-colors. I showed you art bling that you can have with Magic the Gathering art, Zelda art, whatever art, because they are just dividers. I showed you token dividers, which technically is a great idea, but they didn't follow on that. And then Dragon Shield has card dividers, Series 1 booster pack. Now, we have to talk about Dragon Shield for a second. Dragon Shield makes the best sleeves on the market. That's pretty much it. They had some failures recently, but they are there. And they are trying to experiment with new types of sleeves, and they are even, put your own designs on the sleeves and stuff like that. So, but everyone buys their sleeves, but they can do some other stuff. The problem is that the other stuff that they do is not as good. And the problem is that it's not bad, is not as good as the sleeves. But when you have the best sleeves, people just expect from you the best everything, and that's a problem. Now, Dragon Shield does this thing that I find very endearing, or endearing. I just find it lovely. That is that they have their own lore. If you ever, I don't know if you ever noticed, but, and give me a second so I can show you. Every Dragon Shield box has a different dragon on the box that is normally the same color as the sleeves, because technically you're using scales from that dragon as your things, right? And then on the back you have lore for the dragon. All of them have lore, and I don't know if anyone reads this, but I actually care about this because they pay someone to illustrate the boxes, and then they write some lore. And the lore, well, it's not the craziest thing, but it's like purple dragons of the Forsaken have lost the ability to breathe fire, but their breath is no less lethal. Purple dragons of this very organized and devious clan prey upon the remaining humans of Arcania, which makes sense because they're called arcane teen men. So, who venture into the lands. Each of these horrors spew their own unique chemical concentration with all these unique properties. Blah 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 blah. You can see that they try, and they try. So they have lore, they have illustrations, and they thought, you know what? They even have that for some other stuff, like for their sleeves, for their playmats, for a lot of things. And sometimes I see some illustrations and I'm like, Dragon Shield, I love you, but I'm not going to buy a playmat or a sleeves from like your Christmas dragon, because what's the point? Like, unless the illustration really resonates with me, or is just really cheaper than any of the other things, what's in it for me? I just want good sleeves, and you give me monocolor sleeves that are very good, and the art is not bad, but it's not something that, it's not a card that I love, it's not a character that I love, it's just random, right? But here they come and they say, hey, what about card dividers? Series 1 booster pack. And I think this is a genius idea. If I want dividers, which is a thing, card dividers, Series 1, 6 of 13 motifs randomly inserted. So artwork by Santon Feng, which is this artwork. And then each pack contains 6 randomly selected copies of the 13 artworks comprising the series. Backsiders are topped with one of 8 different colors to use for sorting cards. Series are limited, and the used artworks will not be reprinted in this format. So they managed to somehow put the collector in me wanting to buy dividers, which that's something, I guess, and that's kind of cute. So the wrappers are kind of paper, which makes sense because it's not like cards, so there's no like super mega value here, and no one is going to... Oh wait, there is something else hidden here. 6 polypropylene cards, dividers, measuring, blah, 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 standard, blah, 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 blah. So let's try to open them. See, paper, there you go, not bad, interesting. Magic could use that, I guess. And see, like, this is my first time opening this. I bought this without checking them online. I am reacting live to this, so I guess I should put my face in the corner going like, wow, crazy. But we just reviewed all the ghetto things. We saw why this was a bad idea because of the colors. or the lack of colors in the borders, we saw why this was a bad idea, because this was like tokens, but I can't use them as tokens because you don't tell me which token I am looking at. So it's kind of, I need to remember them. And this is too big, by the way. So it's like, okay. And here comes Arcane Tin Man and goes, sure, you know all the art that you just criticized that you don't want to buy from us? Well, what about dividers? And I'm like, I can buy them as dividers. That's kind of cool. And they just created their own trading cards. So this is the Halloween Dragon, or one of them. And when you turn them around, is black. Halloween Dragon by Arthur Trefner. And they know what I'm going to use this for. They made it black. Interesting. This is the Tangerine Sleeves Dragon. It's called Dirkot de Nekotara, okay, by Savine van Apeldoorn, and this is blue. And they put waves in here. Can this be more magic than it actually is? This dragon is a Stomper by Stanton Feng. And ironically, they used a mountain here and they put it brown, maybe because they use red for fire, which is actually because they know that people actually collect Pokemon as well. So these can be ground or mountains, up to us. This was for Valentine's Day. I remember this one. Valentine Dragon, black by Godfrey Escota. This is funny. I imagine them being like, yeah, this is black, I guess, or maybe the part in the back is random. I don't know. This is emerald green, or no, this is green, but for like Japanese size cards. Backwood Rain, Bomber Leader, and it's like mechanic, so artifacts, I guess. Which, again, very cool. By the way, the name of this artist, Jose Rafael Cruz Pagon III. Jeez. And then this dragon, which I think is for purple sleeves, but normal ones, is red. So fire, but you're like in hell and you have goblins. So it actually fits multiple things. Karnax, Fist of the God Hand by Jesper Eiching and Even Mel Amundsen. So, sorry for butchering your names, guys. So, what is the thing about this? The thing about this is that this is cool, and I think I'm going to buy a whole bunch of these. The material is different. They are more lightweight, and they are the same logic as the mate sleeve. So, they actually slide out of each other very easily. I can't believe that I said I'm going to make like a quick video on a sliders, and it's going to be like 5 minutes because I don't have. And then here we are, but here's the beauty of it. You can do this, and look at this. I can just do this, and just like, oh, I would put a divider here. There you go, and you can be like, oh, that's cool, but what about telling what the hell this is? And I can be like, don't worry, bro, I got you covered. This is black. Boom. Black. Right there. And if you use it for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it works, even though it can mess up your deck size because of the thingy. But hey, this is me and my big ass boxes. Let's try to use normal size boxes, like the ones in the bundles. How would this work? Same thing. There you go, black. And you're like, oh, well, black, I can't see properly. Let's use red. See, black, red. This is amazing. This is beautiful. And if you want to use the art, you can use it. But at least you got two for the price of one. And it's, you know, you can be thinking, and likely you are, if you are like me, well, Dragon Shield, that's amazing. That's crazy. But why couldn't you just do fixed packs of the arts, right? You have 18 designs or whatever it was. 13. So you have 13 motifs. Wait a second. Oh, 13 artworks. Okay. And 8 different colors sorting cards. Okay, so it's 13 drawings. So technically, if you buy a couple of these, you should get, but it's not guaranteed that you will collect them all. Again, how many dividers you want. Now, if you want to criticize this, I am divided. Get it? Because on one side, if they have 13 motifs, I will be like, can you just do like 2 packs of these or 3 packs of these? And I can buy like 1, 2, and 3 and just have the full collection. But on the other side, we know the audience. We buy boosters. So they were very smart here, being like, you know what? Boosters, but for dividers. Haha, hope that you like repeating. And the thing is, yes, I would like repeating. Because, for example, I have nothing here for white or for green. So I might as well just need some of those, that will be very useful. Thank you very much. And I don't know, I think it's lovely. But again, it depends on the price. It depends on how cheap can you get it. Because, I mean, this is plastic, very good plastic. So on paper, it's more valuable and has to be more expensive than cards, because that's just paper and we're just paying for the IP. And here they have their own IP, but they know that, no offense, no one cares about this. So it really comes down to the material. So how much could this cost? Well, it depends. I think that this is like I don't know. Ideally, this should be like a $4 type of thing, but let's say 5 because plastic, and this is already me stretching it because that's more than a magic booster. So maybe $4-5, but I think I've seen this for 7 or something. For 7, I wouldn't buy this, to be honest. Like, you really have to love Dragon Shield and their art, which, don't get me wrong, I'm loving it, but there's only so much you should pay for dividers, right? Even more when you can just get on your own, cut some paper, or use the cardboard that they give you. And well, that's pretty much it. I hope you had a great time, because this was supposed to be a 5-minute video. I was like, oh, sure, let me show some dividers, and then I will show the Dragon Shield thing that I bought. And it's like, then it became a whole lesson / rant about card dividers and why they love it so much and why we need to use them as much as we can to separate and properly collect cards. Because remember, kids, if you can't find your cards easily, then you don't have your cards. It's the same as losing them. So that's it. Let me know down below. Will you buy this? What's your favorite approach? Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree? Do you have a better get-up method to share with the kids at home? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you once again for spending time here at PAX and Recreation. See you next time. Bye.